What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are installing a new performance part for the Toyota Supra. Right here I just unboxed the ArmaSpeed Carbon Fiber Air Intake for the Supra. This thing looks insane already. I picked this up from A90Shop.com. This is a brand new website I just found out about. I was scrolling through Instagram, stumbled upon some pictures, and checked out their website. They literally have every single thing you could possibly think of for the A90 Toyota Supra, and this intake really caught my eye. And already, look at the quality of the carbon fiber from ArmaSpeed. This thing looks insane. Genuine carbon fiber, as you can see. This goes completely to the turbo, so it is a full replacement of your stock unit. And then we have the heat shield, we have instructions and everything, all the other parts, the new air filter. Now I do have a performance intake on it already, which will be for sale. If anybody's interested, send me a message on Instagram. You can go ahead and take this off my hands. And as far as removing this is gonna be pretty much the same, even if it is a stock intake. So regardless of whatever you have, pretty much the same thing. So right now, just gotta get the heat shield off, then we'll start removing the pipe. So with a lot of the bulk off, next up is right here, which is the crankcase breather hose. You do have a little bit of wiggle room the way this is designed, and stock or modified, this is definitely a little bit of a tricky piece to get off. You really gotta pinch it with both fingers, which it's hard to do. There we go. And from there, there is a metal clip on the bottom of this turbo inlet pipe. Just pull that clip off. And from there, you can just pull the base of the pipe off. So that is the air intake completely removed, and like I said, if you have a stock air intake, it's pretty much the same concept. It's a little bit tighter down there, getting the pipe off right here, and then getting that clamp off right there. But nonetheless, it is pretty darn straightforward. And as you can see, here's my previous intake all sitting here. Really good shape, of course. It has some extra pieces to it, so if you're interested, let me know. So now with the ArmaSpeed intake, this is going to look insanely cool and much different. We have the really nice carbon fiber, and this is gonna basically sit in here just like that, which already looks epic there. And this connects right to the factory turbo inlet, which you can see down there. It just uses a traditional clamp, so super straightforward. So taking a look at the instructions already, it does give you a pretty good eyeline on how to remove the factory air intake, everything like that with all the diagrams. So pretty straightforward. Taking just a look at this, it even shows you exactly how to put the air filter on. Because this is carbon fiber, it's a little bit different. You gotta be a little sensitive, I guess, with how the weave is. So I like how they give you really good detailed instructions. So as I start now, first thing I'm gonna do is actually cover the carbon fiber in saran wrap, because I do not want to get a big old scratch on this beautiful carbon. So at least that should do a good job protecting certain parts of it, just to keep it in better shape. So from there, we have the smaller silicone clamp, and I'm gonna go ahead and install it onto the intake itself. So from there, I've already gone ahead and installed this clamp, and I just gotta slide this in now and fit it onto that turbo inlet itself. And with it still being loose, I can pull this down a little bit and pull the crankcase breather hose. I can line that up a little bit. All right, I think I've got it clamped. That is always a really tricky spot. And even using a flathead, you can help get a little better leverage to get that clamped on. Next up, I'm just gonna go ahead and tighten up the clamp here. So next up, I'm going to install this heat shield right here. It basically mounts in using two of the factory rubber grommets with these pieces right here. So you're gonna wanna make sure that this piece is still installed underneath the air duct, and then this one as well. So this one we will put in the lower backside, and then this one I'm gonna put back into place. And from there, we're just gonna slide this down in. Might have to wiggle it a little bit just to get the new air intake to enter into this hole right here. All right, so we got the air intake over, and I slid this metal on the outside of the plastic heat duct, and then just kind of lift up from the bottom to get the grommets all into place. All right, from there, just push those pieces into the rubber grommets and pull this in a little bit more. And that is about it, I think, for the heat shield portion. All right, so that's off. And from there, we'll just reinstall the sensor now and put the hardware back into place. And from there, I can go ahead and assemble the air filter, and we can slide this right onto the carbon fiber tube. And then for the heat shield, you're gonna need this last rubber grommet from the stock system. Get that nice into place. And then the top portion of this heat shield, we have a really nice ArmaSpeed logo. And then this piece right here will correspond to that hole. And then we'll take the 3 bolts that we already took out of this, and that will be installed. And we can just push this a little bit to get the holes to line up, and then we'll tighten all of these bolts into place. Well, there we have it. The ArmaSpeed Carbon Fiber Air Intake is installed onto the Supra. I really like how it even has cutouts right here. So if you have a 2021 that has these factory strut braces, you're good to go. And for those of you 2020 owners, you of course can still have an aftermarket one if you have it. But that looks super cool. I love how the carbon fiber looks. This is super seamless the way everything is designed, and it's actually a lot more flush than my previous one, so you can see the turbo really nicely. So now let's drive the car and see how this thing sounds. All right, so now on the road. Already, I do feel like the carbon fiber just makes it a little bit more audible as far as the sound goes. I think being, carbon fiber is kind of like plastic, that type of consistency. I think it echoes a little bit more, so you can hear it, which is really cool. Definitely a louder intake, and I really like with this design how you can still have a strut brace if you have one in your car, or if you want to add one later, you can still do it with the intake. No worries about any clearance issues or things like that. And then if you own a stock car where you're not planning to do any tuning, you can still put an intake on the A90 Supra. It doesn't need any tuning. The sensor in there, I believe, is just a temperature sensor or something like that. So there's no worries about diameter or anything changing. You don't have to worry about that. Yeah, we got a little bit extra noise to it, and the cool thing is with an upgraded intake on the Supra, if you are into tuning, when I did my car, we compared it with the shop's car, which had all identical mods except they had a stock airbox, and in the top end with an aftermarket intake, you get about 30 more wheel horsepower. It just keeps going flat versus the stock box actually dipping down quite a bit. So that is a really nice touch to see. Let's go ahead and put it into sport mode, a few more downshifts. Definitely get the good sounds with it. Man, I have not got on the car in quite some time. That definitely is a lot of fun. But also checking out A90 Shop's website, they have so many parts and more of the ArmaSpeed carbon fiber parts, and I am really impressed with the actual quality. I've seen a lot of aftermarket carbon fiber, and so many times it just looks pretty cheap and wavy and just looks like a vinyl of some sort. This looks top-notch like you would see in a brand new OEM car. It matches perfectly to the carbon fiber that is already in this car, so I really like that touch. Do a few more accelerations and then wrap it up. Do sport traction as well. Man, 560 wheel torque does not get old in this car. But comment down below, what other modifications would you like me to do on the Supra? There are so many things I can do. I've been thinking about doing an upgraded turbo, and that should fit nicely even with this intake on it, and that'll just give me that extra top end that the car kind of lacks, and it'll smooth out the torque curve a little bit, because the torque in this car is just nuts. It is too much almost. Gosh. Wow, I have not driven this car like that in quite some time. But yeah, there are so many mods to do to this car, and I'm excited for even more things. I want to do some exterior mods as well, so comment below what do you guys think would be a good idea for the next thing on the outside. But I think then that is going to wrap it up for today's video. Installing an air intake on the Toyota Supra is super simple. That was one of the first modifications I ever did, and I like the new upgrade with carbon fiber now. That is a nice touch from ArmaSpeed. So anybody can do this modification in their garage. Super simple to do. If you guys enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Check out everybody's links down in the description below. Amazing products and a million things on their their website. You can definitely modify your Supra and go a little crazy because they have everything you can think of. So hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next video.